Hello! Hello guys, this is Video Cuber here, otherwise known as Brian, and today I am going to bring you another cubing video. For today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a store-bought dollar store cube awesome. Okay, so the materials you'll need will be a Rubik's store-bought cube, or not Rubik's. I have 3 because they were cheap, because they're $1. But I'm only going to be using one. This one turns awesome, because you'll get, this is like the medium one. And this one just, you can't even, like, turn. So I'm going to use this one, because, well, chances are, if you get a worse one or a better one, it's going to be easier to do. So, I'm just going to go with the worst one. So, you're going to need a store-bought cube. This is like a laser cube. Obviously, it's $1 at a dollar store. Some silicone spray. I use this stuff to lube my stuff. Works perfectly fine. It's got a straw. And some sandpaper to sand the pieces. So, let's get started. Okay, so I just wanted to show you real quick the mechanism of this. So, it turns really bad. It's kind of actually hard to turn. But surprisingly enough, it cuts corners a little bit. Like, you have to force it, but it'll... but I don't even know if it's gonna... It does. At least I think so. Yeah, see, it cuts a little bit. Reverse, it's got nothing. Yeah, nothing. So I just wanted to show you the pieces. So this is what an edge piece looks like. This is a corner piece. And right here you can see how it kind of works. With this part kind of hooks on to this round part. The real contact points are going to be this and this. That's where that's what we're going to try to get at to make this better. Okay, so we're going to sand the pieces now. So the first thing you want to do is take apart your cube. Set the core aside and separate the pieces into corners and edges. Once you're done with that, grab your sandpaper. I'm using 80 grit, which is a lot, but that's all I had. So, you should probably use fine grit, but I know how to handle it. I'm not going to sand too much. So, let's just start sanding. So what you're going to sand are these sides right here, on the sides, on the edge pieces. Okay? So that's what you're going to sand. So, you just take an edge piece and start sanding it down. And you should see it start getting kind of coarse. So just sand it for a while on both sides. Sand it for a while on both sides until you see it's kind of nice and smooth. What I would do though is sand it side. So like if I'm holding the piece like this, sand it this way, like across, like so that it kind of goes the way the cube turns, and it makes it turn easier. So like that, and now you have lines going. You have lines going across this way. So do the same thing to the other side, and do the same thing to all the pieces. And I'll be back then. Okay, so now that you've finished that, the edges should be done. Now, just to clarify, make sure that the way you sanded it is the same for everything, because when we put lubricant in there, we don't want the lubricant to run off. We want the same, to stay in the cube, and we want the cube to turn the same. It'll be easier for the cube to turn if the sanding is the same. So now what we're going to do is we're going to sand our corners. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your corner, and what you're going to sand is all the sides that are flat, like this side and this side. Of course, the ones that don't have stickers. And for this side that's not flat, it actually is hollow, you're just going to sand a little bit of the edges right here. But not these, like, tabs, if you have them. You just want to sand kind of the outsides around them. So you're just going to take it, and you're going to go... It's easiest if you do this on the edge of something. So like go on the edge and then just sand the pieces off like this. So I'll be back when you're done with that. And don't do this. I accidentally sanded one of the stickers. Whoops. Okay, so the next step in the process of making this awesome is to lubricate the cube. So what we're going to do is, first of all, look and make sure look at which side your loosest side is, just for ease of use. So when you were sanding, what you want to do is make sure you sand everything evenly. But I mean, chances are you're not gonna sand everything evenly. For example, my yellow side spins really, really like looser at least, than all my other sides. So I'm gonna use this side. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this side. It's the yellow-blue piece. Yours is probably not gonna be that. And I'm gonna pull out the corner. I'm gonna turn it 45 degrees and pull out the corner. Okay. Okay. I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to take my silicone spray, my lubricant. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to spray just in this hole that you have here. Shake the can up. And then just spray in here. Now, it is going to go through because it's not a very structurally awesome cube. So it's going to go through. It's going to leak. So, just spray a couple sprays in here. Okay, just like 2. And put this back in the piece. And start working it in, because it's going to seep through to the other side really quick. It's a really slick lubricant, and you just want to like work it in and move it around. Basically, you don't even have to turn the sides that much. You kind of just want to like move the cube around. So as you move the cube around, the lubricant doesn't go to all one side. Now I can feel it on my fingers right now. You don't have to put that much. I put 2 sprays in just for good measure. Now what you're going to do is, since this is already kind of pretty good lubricated, you don't need to go to the opposite side and put in a lubricant, because this runs everywhere. So, what you're going to do is, as you can see, it's getting kind of sticky because of the lubricant. That's what silicone does. So you're going to do is, you're going to pop it out, and you're just going to take this apart. Take the whole thing apart. Alright, so once you have the whole thing apart, you're going to set this core aside. Over here, somewhere else. And what you're going to do is you're going to arrange these so that these pieces are kind of like facing up. The stickers can be facing away, face the corners, something like so. I don't even know how I'm doing this. I'm just going to do this because it works. It's easier to arrange. So just arrange all these pieces. Alright, so once you have them ready, just let them dry outside. Now, you should be doing all this outside. I probably should have said that earlier, but you should be doing all this outside. You don't want this in your house. And you're going to want to wash your hands if it gets on your fingers. Really quick, for the core, you just want to see if, make sure my core, I don't know if you can see, I hate, it's not very good light, but, it's got kind of these prongs, and it just, these center caps just snap in there. So what you want to do is make sure that lubricant gets in there. Sometimes some cores are a little bit tight. This one seems to be going well. I mean, it's not going to spin amazing like if you lubixed it, but it does the job. So make sure it's if not, just take a little bit of your lubricant and kind of spray up in here, in between these prongs for my example, and it'll just kind of give it a whirl. All right, so I'll be back. Okay, so when everything's done drying, your cube should be pretty much fully lubed. You may need some more later, but probably not. So, you can go ahead and put this thing back together. Okay, so, after you think that the lubricant's kind of dry, or semi-dry, it doesn't even have to be dry. Just make sure you clean the cube, the stickers, so there's not too much lubricant on there, sorry. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a corner piece and sand down, not the corner that's where all the 3 colors meet, but the other corners that are like kind of on the inside of this cube, like here, here, here. The ones that don't, where the colors don't meet. Okay, this is gonna reduce lockups. On the edge pieces, what you want to do is not the ones where these 2 corners where the colors meet, but on the other corners on the inside. So you're just gonna sand those. You're gonna take your sandpaper and sand those lightly. Don't sand a lot. And I'll be back when I'm done with it. Okay, so you should have only sanded about. On the edges, about 4 parts, and on the corners, about 3 corner parts, like here, where these lines kind of meet this stock. Okay, that's where you should have sanded. So now you can just put your cube back together, see how it is. Okay, so now that we're done with the mod, we can see the results. So, after sanding and lubricating and that long, grueling process, sorry about the long video, but I had to go through all the steps. I like to be thorough. So anyways, here's what the cube looks like. It looks kind of cool. Kind of resembles a Zanchi. Cube the cube. Cubeception, mind blown. Ooh, even better. Alright, but it kind of resembles a Zanchi, or any Dian cube that has these holes in it. As you can see. And, well, it turns pretty good. It's pretty easy to do finger trips with it, and it's really well lubricated, as you can see. So, it does turn nicely and stuff, you know. It's still kind of sticky, as you can see. Like, I feel it. It's still kind of sticky from the lubricant. It's going to take a little bit to do that. But the one thing you don't want to do is sand it too much, and I'll give you an example right here. You don't want to sand too much because then it might break like it did, or it might pop a lot. That's pretty much the only downside to this. You just got to be careful. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe for more cubing videos. So I'll see you guys in my next video.
Click the cube.